hope that flipper don't fall out.
Guess every team in District 23 wants to be prime time, so we're just happy to be there.
Season-long goal?
Yeah, from day one.
Summertime. They might even skip a couple of football practices. It's a New Year's resolution. They want to make it to the big show. Hey, baby, they're here. It's tournament time. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Cobber Fieldhouse. Here come the Glyndon-Felton Buffaloes. The top seed in District 23A, and they are up against Fergus Falls Hillcrest in our first game tonight. Ed Schultz along with Dana Mock. Dana, hey, we got some new blood in here tonight.
We've got a couple of teams that really haven't been here before. Fergus Falls Hillcrest making its first appearance on primetime TV, and let's face it, we got two teams. One was supposed to be here, Glyndon-Felton. The Buffaloes have been the preseason pick since the last whistle blew for football back in the fall. Hillcrest is that team that nobody really knows anything about. They don't play many Heart of Lake teams during the season, so they don't know what kind of competition they face. They always run up a good record. And now Hillcrest has gone overseas with a great recruiting budget and brought in a couple of Norwegian players, and they will score tonight.
Hey, they're going to be hanging from the rafters here in just a few minutes at the Cobber Fieldhouse. It's District 23A. Minnesota basketball on WDAY. Back with the starting lineups after this. Tonight, Hillcrest Academy in Fergus Falls, Minnesota returns to the district semifinals in a big way. 6'8" Froda Loftus will be a force to be reckoned with by any opponent. But the Comets' 16-4 record has been earned with a balanced attack. Glyndon-Felton, the Heart of Lake champion, has carried the label of district favorites all year, and they have produced 20 wins and only 2 losses. 6'6" center Kurt Matzenbacher is nursing a sore ankle, but that hasn't stopped the Buffaloes as they steamroll into the 23A semifinals, looking to bring home their first 23A title in 11 years. The noise in the Cobber Fieldhouse will be deafening tonight. Emotional run high as we've got some different teams here in our 1991 Minnesota basketball coverage. The Glyndon-Felton Buffaloes, a team that has answered to the call all season long. A team that has taken on all comers. They've run their record to 20-2 on the season. But the story in their camp is their big fella, Kurt Matzenbacher, hobbled with a bad ankle, scored only 8 points in the quarterfinal game the other night. They've had to find some other heroes down the stretch here, Dana.
And they have a senior-laden lineup. Bryant DeVries has really picked up the slack, averaging 12 points a game. But you touched on it on the sports. The key for this Glyndon-Felton ball club tonight is number 13, Joe Schreiber, the QB for the football team. He's the QB for this basketball team as well.
Ain't nothing but a junior, and right. He is playing well. He has really turned into their playmaking guard and a kid that can cast it from outside. It's amazing to listen to these other coaches talk about other teams. They're not blowing smoke. This is an even tournament coming in here tonight. Now you look at the Fergus Falls Hillcrest Comets. Eric Carl in the backcourt and also plays that forward position sometimes. He has got a beautiful shot. He got hot the other night and was the key for them in their upset win over Pelican Rapids. The starting lineups of tonight's game will be presented by the PA announcer, Chad Olson.
one team on the scoreboard, the Glyndon-Felton Buffaloes. Starting at a guard, a 5'9" junior wearing number 13, Joe Reber. Starting at another guard, a 6'6" senior, number 21, Stacey McMahon. Starting at yet another guard, a 6'3" senior wearing number 23, Brent DeVries. Starting at a forward position, a 6'5" senior wearing number 33, Kurt Motzenbacher. And starting at the center position for the Buffaloes, a 6'4" junior wearing number 43, Kyle Kragman. The Buffaloes are coached by Dan Motzenbacher. Officials for this evening's game, Michael Spanier and John Leisler.
Spanier and Leisure, the officials tonight. Couple of veterans out of the North Central Conference.
Known well by Irv Vinegar.
And by the DAY sports crew.
These two guys will be doing the championship game of the North Central Conference postseason tournament on Saturday.
Hey, when we get on the tube, we bring in the big time.
They get all the big games. Fergus Falls, Hillcrest, and Glyndon-Felton, then the championship game of the NCC.
There you see it, the record. And listen to this crowd. They are ready. No real big advantage there, Dana.
Not at all. The only advantage that Glyndon-Felton may have, according to some coaches, that they play a stronger schedule than Fergus Falls Hillcrest Lutheran Academy.
Broda, loftlessness, but the tip comes back to the Glyndon-Felton Buffaloes. Schreiber with a basketball. DeVries onto the wing. Motzenbacher. They can't get it to him. It pops out of bounds. It'll stay with the Bucks.
They're going to go inside right away and find out what type of defense that Froda plays.
Right away, Motzenbacher. Nice little screen on that inbound pass to get him open right away. Eddie Newman in the backcourt, running the show, man-to-man D for the Glyndon-Felton Buffaloes. Keep in mind, the Comets have never felt tournament pressure like this.
Coach said they were a little nervous, but he's glad that they were nervous and not just calm and thought they were going to come in here and win easy.
And Christensen shot a little nervous, both of them, and a nice follow inside by Lisa Canute. Oh, yeah, they got to get their footing here a little bit.
First time in this tournament that it's been played on the hard court. They've had tartan in years past.
That's right. It looks like the Boston Garden. Big improvement by Concordia College, no doubt. Nice reverse layup. It won't go. Practices shot, cleared away. This kid's got a nice shot when he gets in the groove. Rejected by Kragnes. Back outside to Newman. Newman against Schreiber. That's going to be a battle of quickness all night. Newman loses out of bounds. Ooh, they're going to give it to him. Tied at 2 in the early going. Been a long year for that man right there.
It's been a good year, though. 20 wins, 2 losses. They've been favored all year long, too, and they've performed like champions.
Christensen shot, no good. Followed by Lisa, no good. Cleared away by Kragnes. Here comes Schreiber. Tries to dish it on to Create, but it goes out of bounds.
Got up in the air, and I think he had his mind set he was going to dish it off. He would have looked to the hoop. He had the opening there. See, he's looking all the way. He should have put it up and just gone to the iron.
He had the right idea.
Our first on-camera Create goes to Schreiber.
Eddie Newman tries to go to Froda. Can't find him inside. Coach Risbrut, I asked him, I said, you get a tight game. How do you talk to your foreign kids? He says a few foreign words come out. Christensen. And the Comets are up with 2 minutes gone in the first quarter. Down low to Motzenbacher. Gets his own. I don't think the ankle's bothering him playing the low post. If you're going to get in a running game, you got a problem.
The only time it really hurts, I think, is when he misses a shot, maybe. So far, so good for Motzenbacher.
I don't think they get any more tape on that left ankle.
The right foot's a size 8, the left one's a size 11 with all the tape and all the bandages they got on it.
Just short of a calf. Carl won't go. Froda, nice board. But wait a minute, we got to travel. It's going back to the Buffaloes. He is a force inside.
That's the presence that he brings to this Hillcrest team. He's 6'8", plus he's got a little meat on his body. He's not just a pencil with basketball shoes on.
Again, Matzenbacher rejected by Leftisness.
He's probably never had to thought twice about it during the season about maybe head faking, pump faking a little bit, but now with Froda in there, he's going to have to think about it.
Eric Carl in the paint, and it's down.
Shooting percentages are high.
DeVries for three. Put some more bolts in that backboard. I don't know if it can take that kind of shot again.
If you're playing horse, you got to call those.
Christensen high, won't get it. Cleared away by DeVries. Out to Matzenbacher. They want to run it all the way to the iron. Followed by Crackness. He won't get it either. Christensen, oh, we got a dandy here. Carl for three. Froda, he walked again. They give him another step overseas.
I think Richard Risbrook just turned and looked at Froda and said, settle down a little bit. We'll be all right.
We'll be back at the Cobber Fieldhouse in a moment.
Here's the big fella inside going to work. Froda blocking Kurt Matzenbacher. That's 6'5" against 6'8". Froda is a force, and as soon as he learns to get those pivot feet set, he's going to do something on that offensive end, too.
And on the other end, Hillcrest has 5 offensive rebounds for a total of 8 so far. And there's the score. And here's the live action. McMahon way outside. He's not bashful. Discipline down low, and again, Froda rejects Matzenbacher in a big way.
In the backyard game, this is called fate. Mott will have to start pump faking a little bit.
McMahon for three. Cleared away by Christensen, and here come the Comets. Nice move. Couldn't get it. McMahon clears it away. Buffaloes up the floor. We're at the 3:35 mark here in the first quarter. DeVries to McMahon again.
You can't be gun-shy to play in District 23. You've got to have the green lights from the time you lace them up.
I tell you, I was talking to a couple of old-timers tonight over at the hot dog stand for the game. I wish I'd had a tape recorder. They love it. McMahon, DeVries, off the iron, won't go. Christensen, he'll follow. Again, yes.
Nice way to build the offensive rebound stat. Just kept putting her up a little short, but he kept at it.
This is where Hillcrest has got to wake up on the offensive end. Get Carl, who's got the ball, involved in the offense. They take the baseline from him. Needs help, needs help. Back outside again onto the corner inside. Froda all alone. He's fouled up and called. Not going to give that to him at all. And then he gets called for over the back on Matzenbacher. Going to let a little college contact work inside. I like it. Glyndon on a 7-0 run over the last 2.5 minutes. They're in charge by 5. Schreiber out front against the man-to-man. DeVries. Matzenbacher throws it away to Carl.
Matzenbacher was falling out of bounds, had to get rid of it.
Carl inside of Froda. Loftus doesn't get it. Follows his own this time. Matzenbacher on the foul trying to reject.
I think you can see Matzenbacher was a step slow here and let Froda get behind him, and it was an easy lob pass in. He missed the first one, but was working for the second one, and Matzenbacher came over the top and got a piece of the hand.
Froda Loftus. Is he the Ray McKenzie of the free throw line?
Well, about 53%.
All right. That's in that neighborhood.
Free throws are always the last part of the game to come.
None of it net. It's a 4-point game. Buffaloes with the ball in the lead. Driver outside. DeVries directing traffic. Tragnes. Rhoda clears it away. You know, he takes up so much room inside. The ball can come 3 feet from him, and he's still got a great shot at it.
Got long arms and obviously pretty soft hands. He can grab the rebound fairly easily.
Eddie Newman can't get it inside, and Matzenbacher clears it out. Here comes DeVries. DeVries. He throws it away to Christensen.
Smart move. That was about a 1-on-3.
Eric Carl the drive. Nice one-handed shot. Broda boards it. And Hillcrest. 4 unanswered points. 1 minute remaining here in the first quarter. DeVries.
You see, Glyndon-Felton is taking advantage of that zone now put on by Hillcrest, and they just pass, and DeVries slices to the middle. They find him in the lane. It's about an 8-foot jumper.
Eddie Newman. Oh, he had to go over. Tragnes to get that one down. Schreiber quickly up the floor on a 2-point game. Schreiber forces that one. Broda out to Newman. Here come the Comets. Christensen and Newman will set up the offense. DeVries is doing a job on Carl so far. Eric Carl has not gotten into the groove offensively yet.
And DeVries is their best defensive player.
There's his three-pointer. Ho-ho! That's what we were talking about. Hillcrest by 1. After the first quarter. Listen to this crowd. And we'll be back. Where is the three-point line, Dana? Holy smokes.
Well, that's just good defense. I don't think anyone should guard somebody that far away from the basket. But what range from Eric Carl. That was 4 feet beyond the three-point circle.
Now you can imagine how good he can be when he's just on the three-point line and left uncovered. He has got phenomenal range. There you saw the numbers in the years the last time these teams enjoyed a 23-8 championship. Broda Loftus already has 7 rebounds. DeVries gets help and scores. Great backcourt play by Schreiber.
And oh yes, by the way, Glyndon-Felton can dunk. They have a handful of players who like to put the ball down with authority.
Region 6A girls basketball action. Perham leading Wadena. Foul on the shot by Carl that time. Perham leading Wadena 22-6 in the first quarter.
Wendy Meyer for the Yellow Jackets has 4 3-pointers in the first quarter alone.
I'm going to see our first free throws of the night from Eric Carl. First time I saw him the other night against Pelican Rapids, I saw that shot and I was just amazed at how well this kid has been schooled up on the fundamentals of shooting. He is a pure shooter.
In other words, can roll out of bed on New Year's Day morning and pop the 3.
That's why he's got those knee pads on, Bubba. DeVries. Down low to Schreiber. Checked out Olsen on the board that time. Eddie Newman and another steal. DeVries. Oh yeah, he can dunk.
Put that on the highlight tape.
He knows he's on the 2. the big fella, it won't go. Cleared away by Christensen. It's a one-point game. Ha, 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 we got a dandy.
Is that our first dunk in prime time?
Nice touch by Eric Carl, another three-pointer. DeVries for three. Brother of Jill DeVries, who plays for the Bison women's basketball team, and I know the Bison want this kid. He's got that linebacker mentality, and he can play it. Carl again, off the glass and down. It's a four-point play opportunity. Only on the Minnesota side, baby. Look at this play.
DeVries goes flying by to try and get a piece of it. I know that Carl rushed it, but he hit the board and it went down. Wow. He's almost at his season average.
And the Comets have snuck out to a 6-point advantage. Motzenbacher. That is experience.
We got three men who are lighting it up. Motzenbacher and DeVries for Glyndon-Felton and Eric Carl for Hillcrest.
5:30 remaining the first half. Carl.
He's in range.
Eddie Newman. You know, and DeVries is sitting there thinking, you know, I think I've played pretty good D on Carl so far. The guy's shooting from half court. Turnover going to come back to the Buffaloes.
Boy, does that stretch your defense. I mean, you've got to come out. You also have to worry about him driving past you.
Hillcrest on a 9-2 run over the last 2 minutes. And Carl is going to sit down. That's Lisa. Lisa's going to take a breather. Now Hillcrest going to the zone defense. Boy, they got the big fella Motzenbacher away from the iron, but he'll follow his own and in.
Ankle looked A-OK on that drive to the hoop.
Motzenbacher and Carl on top of the scoring sheet tonight, looking at the all-tournament team. Newman, nice drive, it won't go. Gets his own in traffic. Cleared away by Cragness. Out to DeVries. Here comes McMahon. Too strong. Rhoda. Bringing it on out. Nordland. Christensen. It's that constant 23A roar in the background. Schreiber. Look at these big guys banging in there. Dana, this is the most physical game we've seen in 23 in a while. With 4:06 to go in the second quarter, the Comets, they lead it, and we'll be back.
Remember,
Major dunk on the break.
Bryant DeVries, I tell you, he brings more than talent to that Buffalo team. He brings an attitude. He's going to fight you tooth and nail till the bitter end.
Disappointed he didn't break the backboard. 3 of 5 from three-point land. We're talking about Eric Carl. Both teams shooting very well. A well-played game. On the inbound, a foul by Newman. They went to Motzenbacher.
Same play they ran early in the ball game that Motzenbacher scored off of. That time Hillcrest sagged in a little bit, but Newman picks up the foul.
Number 30, Ed Newman, that's his first personal foul.
McMahon over to DeVries. They're trying to do something to this zone. Crackness finds the net, and he's down with it. Back to a 2-point game. Here comes Christensen with a basketball for the Comets. Fergus Falls Hillcrest. They haven't won a 23-8 title since 1976. Newman. Inside to Froda. Oh, he worked around the big fellas in there. Pushed aside Crackness and Matzenbacher. DeVries. He walked. I think Richard Risbroot, he's the Pat Riley at 23A.
Well, the consensus of the 23A coaches is that this guy's done one whale of a job this year.
Nice move by Eddie Newman on the baseline. McMahon. Bryant DeVries. Driver. McMahon on the drive. Froda can't get that one. Pulled down by Carl, and here come the Comets. Nice touch. Cleared away by the little guy, Schreiber. They're going coast to coast. Going to the Buffaloes.
Well, if there's any question if Hillcrest can compete, I'd say the answer is a definite yes.
Matzenbacher. Is he out of bounds? We got a foul call. I think they're going to call this one.
On Lisa.
Knut Lisa. I couldn't see if it was 34 or 44 over there. Practice is going to sit down. Dial Olsen checks back into the lineup for the Buffaloes. As Crackness sits down, they go with a three-guard offense now. And the Bulldogs, DeVries. Couldn't get that one. Froda and DeVries. I know he'd like to have that one back. He's charged with a foul. That's his second. A 6-point lead for the Comets. Now, I know most of you out there who watch News Center 6 on the weekend know that Jack Sand has been doing the weather for how many years, Dana? Oh, boy. Probably the longest-running weekend weather guy in the nation. Low-key. You get him at a Fergus Falls Hillcrest basketball game, and there's Froda, Loftus inside. You wouldn't know it was Jack Sand.
Last time he got this excited, they yanked Glendale and the Weather Duck off the air.
McMahon, in the but an air ball. And here come the Comets, and they're in charge. An 8-point advantage with 1:50 remaining in the first half. Carl. Nice dish. Loftus short on the iron, follows, he's fouled.
I'll tell you what, Froda knows what to do with the ball when they get it inside to him. He goes strong. 2 hands on the ball when he puts it up and in.
Carl is starting to be a real problem for the Buffaloes.
Well, they have to respect him from so far outside.
Not only that, but the last couple of times down the floor, he is driven into the key and dished off. And you got 2 pine trees down there working for him. I mean, they have got a great complement of an inside-outside game. This actually is a fine production for this young man at 6'8", if you got a guy like Carl that's going to bang him down from outside. Another Buffalo turnover, and Hillcrest on an 8-2 run over the last 3 minutes. Christensen. Nice fake. Froda. A 10-point lead for the Comets.
Matzenbacher is just outmatched inside. He's giving up too many inches.
Crackness. DeVries. Schreiber. Schreiber. Cleared away again by Lisa. And the Comets are starting to dominate this game. Looks like they might play for one. Christensen.
Well, you got to figure Carl's either going to take the shot or drive in and dish off like he has been.
They got to go to Carl. He gets the pick, and he's in range. Going to stay with Fergus Falls with 5 seconds to go. They're going to have a shot at it here. Carl on the inbound to Newman. They're running out of time. They throw it away. Practice from three-quarter court. Ooh! It almost went. Hey, folks, we got a dandy. A 10-point Comet lead. Let's go to Dana Mock. He's with the head coach of Fergus Falls Hillcrest. Dana?
What do you think?
Well, we're really pleased. We wanted that last shot at the end to go down by maybe 12 or up by 13. They got a little cold in the second quarter, and that really put a lot of pressure on them, but I just hope we can keep up the intensity.
And hopefully Carl will keep shooting from the outside. Is that what you need?
I hope the big guy doesn't get tired.
Very good. Thanks, Coach. Best of luck.
All right, Richard Risbruth. His big fella is talking about. Frodo Loftusness has got 11 rebounds, 5 off the offensive end, 6 on the defensive end. He has been a force at both ends of the floor. And who would have ever thought that the top seed in the district is down by 10 in the semifinals? Oh, that's Minnesota basketball. Back with the FM Acro team on WDAY after this.
Friday night.
Back at the Cobber Fieldhouse, Ed Schultz along with Dana Mock and the rest of our WDAY remote crew. And tonight, here is the story. Glyndon-Felton, the top seed in District 23, trailing in the semifinal game against Fergus Falls Hillcrest. 35-25 is the count. And Dana, we've seen it so many times before. You get into tournament time, you got to be able to shoot that rock. Glyndon-Felton shooting 36% from the field so far tonight. In fact, Hillcrest on a 10-2 run to close the quarter, and that covered the last 4 minutes of the second quarter. So the question now for Glyndon-Felton is, what are they going to do to turn this thing around and come out the second half?
Well, the big key here, look at the rebound total. 23 for Hillcrest, just 15 for Glyndon-Felton. And Glyndon-Felton is just 1 of 7 from three-point land. And, of course, that was banked in by Bryant DeVries. But they have to figure out a way to get Froda Loftusness off the boards. I mean, even if he doesn't score, that guy is wreaking havoc inside.
Glyndon-Felton outscored 26-12 over the last 8 minutes and 55 seconds. And Motzenbacher, limited with that ankle injury, still showing up in double figures in the first half. DeVries scoring well, but they got to find points elsewhere. The big problem for Glyndon-Felton has been defensively. They have not been able to deny Froda Loftusness the ball inside, and he's starting to hammer the boards on both ends of the floor. Carl, a great first half, 14 points. His outside shooting and Loftusness inside has really been the story, despite several turnovers in the backcourt with Christensen.
Glyndon-Felton really right now is stuck between a rock and a hard place. Carl kills him from the outside and Froda from the inside.
Here come the Glyndon-Felton Buffaloes, coached by Dan Motzenbacher, who also does the football program and the basketball program. And it has been a long 1990-91 season for him, but he's had a lot of success. There's Froda Loftusness, 6 feet 8 inches tall. I'll tell you, that kid make a great tight end. I mean, a great tight end. How could anybody miss him in the middle? Not quite a packed house here tonight at the Cobber Fieldhouse, but an excellent crowd here for the semifinals of the District 23A tournament. And later on tonight, we have got Frazee and Hawley coming up. Right now, let's go to Dana Mock.
Coach, down by 10, is that kind of a surprise to you?
Well, we've been there before this year. The concern I have is we're getting out-rebounded almost 2-1 in the first half, so we've got to really do a better job on the boards. And if we can do that, I think we can work our way back into this game. If we can't get on the boards, then it might be a long second half.
That's tough, though, with Froda inside, and Carl is hotter than heck from outside.
Well, he certainly is, but you look, there were a number of times where they had 2 or 3 shots at the basket. We just can't afford to let them have that, and we got to do a better job boxing out.
Coach, good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
The ankle. How much is it bothering Kurt Matzenbacher? Not a whole bunch. 4 of those points have come off inbound play on the baseline. Rebounding advantage to Loftus, and half of those have been at each end of the floor so far. So we're just about ready for the start of the second half. Fergus Falls Hillcrest leading Glyndon-Felton by 10, and Hawley and Frazee are waiting in the wing. A lot of speculation about who's going to be the next basketball coach here at Concordia College. One of the Region 6A names to pop up, former great Cobber player and coaching down at Staples Motley, Lynn Peterson.
If I'm the new Cobber basketball coach, I start recruiting right now. I talk to Mr. Carl, I talk to Mr. Matzenbacher, and I wait and see who plays in the next game, and I pick up a couple more.
Risbrud has got to be wondering, now, how do we keep this thing going? You know, that early start in the second half, big key for the Buffaloes. DeVries will put it in play right in front of us. We're on the other side of the court this year there, Coach.
Strange.
A little different. We're over here with the all-time great Oates LeGrand. Matzenbacher. They need that kind of start early. Christensen running the show out front. Schreiber on him. Man-to-man D for the Buffaloes to start things out. Froda inside, tied up. They strip him. Here comes Schreiber to Cragness, and he loses it out of bounds. Going to stay with the Buffaloes.
Oh, good defense that time by the Buffaloes on Froda Loftusness. They got him inside on the baseline, and really they had him pinned underneath the backboard, and he couldn't get her up and find the rim.
Schreiber. They go inside. They try to anyway to Matzenbacher. You know, Matzenbacher, despite that ankle injury, he really is trying to move on that baseline to get that ball. Again, that inbound play that has been so effective for them tonight. That 6 points off that play for Matzenbacher tonight on the inbound. So they score the first 4 coming out here in the second half. Keep in mind, it was that Hillcrest 10-2 run to end that second quarter. Carl. Froda. Oh! I know what to do with this ball.
When he first got to Hillcrest, they threw him a basketball. They said, you know what to do with this? He just turned and watched him, just about 2 steps and half a jump, and he slammed it home. Yeah, he knows what to do with it.
DeVries. Cragness. Froda rejected. Christensen clears it away. So again, Froda Loftus learning the game quickly.
Akeem the Nightmare, we can call him. Certainly making life tough for the Buffaloes inside.
3 block shots on the night for Froda. Christensen with a create. He knows where the big fella is.
Guy's got great court awareness. He got splinter on and still knew where to go with the ball and put it off the glass and in.
The Comets have got better court presence than what I was giving them credit for. The foul by Eddie Newman, and now it's going to be taken out of bounds by DeVries. That'll be the first team foul here on the Comets in the second half. They still lead it by 10, 39-29. Now checking into the ball game, Brad Hawkins. His first action of the night. Inside, Cragness to Matzenbacher, short. Schreiber. I tell you, there's battling going on out there. And it's going to be a foul on it, Eddie Newman. Let's see if we can see Froda putting her down. They overplayed him inside.
A deflected pass. Yeah, Matzenbacher got caught on the backside of him, and 2 good dunks.
That may have broken a 23A semifinal TV coverage for dunks in a game.
fact, it doubles the all-time total.
Hawkins. Schreiber to Matzenbacher. Matzenbacher has only scored 1 bucket tonight in the corner, yet he's playing there against this matchup zone. Across the lane, Schreiber picks up the garbage, back outside DeVries to Hawkins. Good defense by the Comets. Deny it. Down low, and they throw it away.
Forced it inside.
Trying to get it to Crackness. Glyndon's in trouble. Carl. Air ball. Lisa couldn't get the gimme. Cleared away by Hawkins. It's a 2-on-2. He'll wait for help. Schreiber. Hawkins. DeVries. Here comes Carl.
Froda learned one thing, cherry picking.
Carl stripped from behind by Matzenbacher. Up to DeVries. Nice touch. DeVries cans it, draws him with an 8. Hillcrest leading this game 39-31 despite 9 turnovers. Carl's shot deflected. Froda inside a tough angle. Followed by Lisa.
Glyndon is doing a poor job at boxing out.
Hawkins. Schreiber. You know, Dana Schreiber has not been the factor he was the other night. They have played him well. And Denny Anderson from Frazee told me this kid's the key.
He's only putting up a handful of shots tonight, and he really hasn't been driving to the hole very much.
Still a 10-point advantage for the Comets. Then we'll be back. DeVries inbound to McMahon. Glyndon-Felton has got to find some points on the outside tonight. DeVries. Nice create. Follows his own. Now that's trying to get something done. Going to stay with the Buffaloes. Dana, that shot by Bryant DeVries, in a sense, was a sign of frustration.
Well, he went up and Froda was right there. He had no choice but to try and create something, and he did the smart thing, though, by throwing it up off the backboard and then knowing it was going to miss and go after it himself.
Hawkins throws up a brick. Hawkins.
Be careful.
In the land of giants, and he clears it in. 15 students from overseas at Fergus Falls Hillcrest, and they're all waving the Norski flag tonight, huh?
They brought the Norwegian flag. They started waving it during the live shot during news when Kevin Wallivan was interviewing both Canute and Froda.
When Froda gets hot, those flags, I mean, they're just swinging from the rafters. Schreiber trying to create. DeVries, short. Matzenbacher. Hawkins. Cleared away by Froda. Oh, it's going to stay with the Buffalo.
Hawkins has got that set shot, doesn't he? He brings it from the top of the shoelaces.
DeVries. McMahon. We got a foul inside, and it's going to be on Matzenbacher over the top of Lisa. And that's 3.
Gentle nudge that time from Matzenbacher.
On Glyndon's horse.
He is the man.
Inside the 2-minute mark. And the Comets still own an 8-point advantage. Froda in traffic, and we got another foul, and within 15 seconds to play, Matzenbacher picks up another foul, and they got to do something. Here comes Crackness.
Machenbacher's just got his hands full trying to handle Rhoda. I mean, it's tough on an ankle, tougher on an ankle to play defense than it is to play offense because you don't know where you're going on defense. And Froda is constantly leaning against him.
Carl, nice move. Oh, he's going to give it up. McMahon off the scramble. Up to Hawkins. DeVries trying to make it go. He's fouled. DeVries is a bull to the iron.
And I think he probably knows now that he is the man that's got to get the job done with Kurt Machenbacher out of there. He's the go-to guy down the stretch.
This kid has got strength. He's put together.
That miss has got him talking to himself.
DeVries draws the top seed in the district within 7 with 1:23 remaining here in the third quarter. Newman needs help. Hawkins. It's going to stay with the Comets. Out of bounds on Hawkins. I think a big key right here is that Newman can handle the ball pretty well, and it's away from Carl. See Carl left alone? He has time to move and get that shot. Froda follows, no good. Cleared away by Cragnon. I think that's one of the big keys why Fergus Falls Hillcrest has been successful. They got somebody back there with Carl that can do something with the basketball. And another Glyndon-Felton turnover.
And still on that miss by Carl, you saw Froda right there, and the Glyndon-Felton Buffaloes just can't back him away from the hoop.
Hillcrest plagued by 12 turnovers tonight. Glyndon has 7. Carl outside. They're going to pull it away from the bucket with 30 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. They lead it by 7. This is Christensen. Outside to Newman. Hillcrest, a much better ball handling team than what I was going to give them credit for. Richard Risroot. Carl, three-pointer. Somebody better recruit this kid. At the end of the third quarter. Oh, he made it! He made it! Brian DeVries! Unbelievable! It's the tournament!
Unbelievable. A shot right into the net. That's 3.
We got to see that again, and we will. Look at these fans. Pandemonium in the Cobber Fieldhouse.
I think that'll give Glyndon-Felton a lift.
Before the basket. Here is the three-quarter shot. Unbelievable. That's going to be on the national highlight tape. Back to live action. We start the fourth quarter. It's a 7-point lead for the Comets, and the Buffaloes are coming out after them. Dana, they've gone from the matchup zone to it looks like man-to-man.
And Machenbacher is back in playing with 4 fouls for the final fourth quarter.
Carl to Newman. Christensen couldn't get the gimme, follows his own. Froda. Hillcrest in control.
Froda doesn't even have to leave his feet to get a rebound.
I asked Risbert before the game, I says, how are these kids reacting to this basketball. He says Froda and Lisa can't believe how excited people get over this. And if you'll notice his facial expression after he scores, it's just another day at the office.
The two kids also played football this fall for the very first time ever.
Christensen fights for the baseline. Out to Newman. Lisa. He knows where Carl is. 6:25 remaining. Inside Carl. DeVries breaks up the pass, and Carl clears it away out to Christensen. Great play by the Comets. Newman. You know, Dana, you can tell that these are college officials. They've let some things go inside tonight, and I like that.
There's been some bumping inside, some players even hitting the hard court. They're not going to call it.
Christensen. Schreiber doing what he can to harass him. Christensen. Cleared away by DeVries. Outlet pass to Schreiber. Here come the Buffaloes. Schreiber all the way to the iron.
Schreiber's first 2 points of the game.
Ooh, a foul on DeVries as they are just trying to make something happen in the backcourt. That's his third, and that's a big 3. Does that kid give 100% or what? He'd play on my team any day. Froda gets it back to Carl. Nice athletic play there. Christensen. Glendon knows they're in trouble. I would just venture to guess that Eric Carl spends his summer at basketball camp. He looks like a gym rat. You know what I mean? Just the way he just handles himself on the floor. Nice pass to Froda. Lisa clears it out to Christensen. Everything belongs to the Comets inside tonight. Newman. We got a foul on Schreiber. Frustration starting to set in with the Buffaloes. Eric Carl will put it in play. Newman. Another foul on Schreiber. On the reach-in.
They've got to start hammering Hillcrest because they want to get Fergus Falls to go to the line and shoot.
And Hillcrest is really keeping their composure.
There's the obvious foul from Schreiber, just right over the top and hammering his arm.
Newman to the line.
Only a 42%, or excuse me, 52% shooter from the line.
Froda with 15 rebounds tonight. That one cleared away by Cragness. Up to DeVries. This is the first time they've touched the ball in almost 2 minutes. And they can't get anything out of it. Carl with a basketball. Newman to Christensen. The Comets are smelling the big V. Possession. It's going to the Buffaloes. There's a timeout on the floor with 4:04 to go. It's a 7-point game. Stay tuned. We got a great one, and Hawley and Frazee are waiting in the wings.
Explore, party, all kinds of...
is running out with 2:47 to go. His team is down by 9 points. They have been cold from three-point land, but now they send Kurt Matzenbacher to the free throw line. Broda. Everything has fallen for the Comets. They trap Carl, but he gets it away to Christensen. Triple team. Back to Carl. Lisa. Loose ball out to DeVries. And the Buffaloes pressure defense. DeVries for three. Matzenbacher. You can see his mobility limited there.
You can see he took one wrong step on the ankle and stumbled a little bit.
Schreiber. Broda clears it away. And Glyndon, the Buffaloes, shooting 36% at halftime. It hasn't gotten much better here in the second half. Inside the 2-minute mark. A 9-point lead for the Comets. Broda. He's getting hit.
He just chews his gum and goes about his business. No big deal. You know who Eric Carl reminds me of? Pat Westby. About the same build. Just as sweet a shot. Real heady player.
North Central Conference.
Quick stop at Fergus Falls Community College and on to Augustana for Mr. Westby.
Boy, what an investment he would be. And this one is going to be on Frodo Loftus, I believe. Over the back of Cragness, and we'll go the other way and shoot it. Dan Matzenbacher, head coach of the Glyndon-Felton Buffaloes. Glyndon has scored only one basket in the fourth quarter, and that was by Schreiber. Is that right? One bucket in the fourth quarter. Cragness draws them within 7 with 2 free throws. And Matzenbacher wants a timeout. Can the Buffaloes do it? We'll be back. Hawley and Frazee will play after this one. And with 1:46 remaining here at the Cobber Fieldhouse, Fergus Falls Hillcrest owns a 7-point lead over the top seed in District 23. I mean, they're praying they can get to the title game. Ball handling will be the key now for Fergus Falls Hillcrest. They've been very solid here. Full court pressure by Glyndon-Felton. Broda, he'll go to the line. Fouled by, excuse me, I got a note in front of me here. McMahon, I couldn't see the floor. McMahon fouled that time.
Kevin Wallivan called on to Hillcrest today to line up the 2 players for his live shot at 6:15. He said, are they having a pep fest today? No, it's prayer day at Fergus Falls Hillcrest. Hey, it worked.
Broda couldn't connect. Schreiber. They've got time, but not that way. Newman. Full court pressure, and Carl is going to be fouled there. Is it intentional? Will they give him 2? Schreiber, his 3rd personal.
They're going to call 1 and 1. Half the reason they may have grabbed him was to break his fall.
Hillcrest has 15 turnovers tonight. Carl has been relatively quiet here in the second half after scoring 14 in the first half. And Matzenbacher clears it away, and with 90 seconds to go, it's not over. A 7-point game, but Glendon's got to find some points. Motzenbacher for 3. It won't go. Leaseth is fouled over the back by McMahon.
Leaseth is the man to foul. The worst free throw shooter of the starting 5.
And Hillcrest has missed their last 2 free throw opportunities. Clears away a 3rd missed free throw by the Comets. Minute 15 to go. Down by 7. DeVries. McMahon. Nobody can get it in. Carl comes away with it. Down low to Froda. Great play by Eric Carl. 3-point play opportunity. And the Comets are going to win it.
They're going to call an intentional foul here because he just shoved him. Had no intention of trying to block the shot. He dumped Rhoda on the ground. He'll get the foul shots, and Hillcrest will get the ball back.
Richard Risfruit.
If he's not coach of the year. He's having a gas. He finally smiled tonight.
Only in America, baby. He probably likes it better when guys are around the free throw line with him. A 10-point lead for the Comets. They are smelling the upset. This place will go nuts when the gun sounds. Another foul. That's a story in itself. Glyndon-Felton, we've said it all night, Dana, they have not had the outside shooting that they've needed.
Of course, they have put up some of those three-pointers in desperation to try and get back in it, but still, Hillcrest, 4 of 6. That's outstanding shooting.
Carl, with ice in his veins, puts 2 down. And there's another timeout. Biggest lead of the game for the Comets. And let's go into Richard Risfruit's huddle.
We're going man to man now, you guys, okay? We're going man. You got Motzenbacher. You got Schreiber. You got 43, Langness. Okay? What did you get? You got 23. Okay, you got DeVries. You got who's got McMahon? You got McMahon. Okay, other guy, the tall guy. You got McMahon? You got McMahon. Okay? Hey, listen now. Stop them from shooting the threes. Okay, but remember they can penetrate too, okay? No foul. Okay, don't let them penetrate. Don't foul them. Put them on the floor. They got to earn this baby, okay? Hey, sit down. Hey, I'm proud of the way you guys play tonight. You guys are playing your hearts out tonight. Keep it going now, okay? Keep it going. 54 more times, okay? Hey, you guys, you haven't lost your composure. Playing with intensity. Be aggressive. Come up and set effective hits. Hey, we want Eric and Brad to handle the ball. You want Eric and Brad to handle the ball. You two guys control it. Okay? Listen, don't lose your composure if they call you physically. Okay? Don't lose your composure. Yeah. Let's go! Take on! Hey, play your hearts out. 54 seconds, boys, and we're going downtown. Let's go! Yes! Yeah!
Going downtown to prime time one more time. Hillcrest on a 7-2 run. Their biggest lead of the game right now, 53-41. More of a mental approach to the game than any X and an O, Dana.
I'm proud of you guys. Played your hearts out. They certainly have.
Schreiber still Somebody put a lid on the bucket for Glyndon-Felton tonight. This is Carl. Christensen. Lisa, and he traveled.
Lisa wanted to dish it off for Frodo for a dunk and an exclamation point on this basketball game.
It's been a great season for the Glyndon-Felton Buffaloes, and cold shooting is going to tarnish their season in a sense because they are much better than this.
That's Minnesota basketball. You run into one hot team and it's over.
Motzenbacher. Kragness rejected on the return with 22 seconds to go. And that's going to be, I believe, on Eddie Newman. It is on Newman, and that'll be his fourth as Kragness will go to the line. Saw Tom Critchley standing over there up against the wall. He's like, got his hands in his pockets. He's got this look on his face. Geez, I got to go through this too. One bucket for Glyndon-Felton in the fourth quarter. And another whistle. What do you think, Dana? Did the Buffaloes just tense up? Or was it just a complete floor game by this man's team, Richard Risbroot?
I think people should come away more impressed with Fergus Falls Hillcrest than disappointed in Glyndon-Felton. Hillcrest just played a whale of a ball game tonight. Nobody knew anything about this team. It's always a question mark.
Only Jack Sand.
That's right. Jack gave me the update every Saturday.
DeVries for three. It's been that kind of night. Stacy McMahon. Schreiber for three. 5 seconds to go. Carl and a foul. There you see a jubilant sideline and the fans behind them. They have held Glyndon-Felton to 5 points in the fourth quarter. That'll do it. Look at these kids. For the first time since 1976, the Fergus Falls Hillcrest Comets are on their way to the District 23A championship game. Great job on both ends of the floor. And there you see the Glyndon-Felton Buffaloes as they leave the court with just a tremendous sense of disappointment. Richard Risbroot joins us now. Coach, hey, heck of a job. Congratulations.
Hey, thank you. We were fortunate they couldn't put it in the hoop there part of the second half.
You know,
the guys played their heart out.
We were really impressed with your last huddle. Just trying to get the kids to recognize the moment, it seemed like, wasn't it?
That's right. It's hard to believe it. You know, it's been our dream the whole time to ever get, to get to the district finals. And these guys, they didn't lose their composure out there.
No, they really didn't. And I was really amazed at how well your team accepted the pressure. Did you talk about that coming into this TV production?
Well, yeah, the Norwegians were especially nervous getting into the game because they couldn't believe how anybody could get excited about this basketball like this with all the people. But, Eric Carl and Brad Christensen and Eddie just helped control the ball, and the Norwegians just happened to be open at the right time.
Hey, Eric Carl, you look at your ball club celebrate. They are loving it. You got to be proud of these kids.
Oh, we really are. We've come a long ways. We've surprised a lot of people, and, boy, we had a good day in school today. And we just wanted to go through our routine, come up here and do the best that we could.
What was the game plan to defend Glyndon-Felton. You had to feel good about the fact that they started out cold and stayed that way.
Yeah, they did have trouble putting it in the hoop tonight. We wanted to stop their transition game. We brought in about 5 Fergus Falls boys from the community that were over 200 pounds last night and played as physical as they could on them. We didn't want anybody to get hurt, and then they played 7-on-5 on them to hurry up and get back on defense, and that really played a big part. We knew the referees were going to let us play tonight. We had these guys last year against Barnesville, and they didn't really, they let them play, and we just practiced being physical yesterday, and it really helped us tonight.
That's your game with Froda in there. That's got to help you.
Well, when the referees let them play, you can reach up over the top, and if he out-jumps them, it isn't over the back. But they called a couple on him, but he kept his heart in there. They deserved it.
Richard, you got the city of Fergus Falls awful proud of you. Thanks for joining us. Welcome aboard. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Hey, thanks a lot, Ed.
All right, Richard Risbrud. And I tell you what, these kids from Fergus Falls Hillcrest, they are pumped up. They're in the 23A championship game, a 53-42 win over Glyndon-Felton, the top seed in the tournament. Hey, I like this kid right here, Eric Carl. Carl, great job tonight.
Thanks a lot. Well, it's a great feeling. Can't explain it. It's great.
Going up against the top seed in the tournament. I mean, this is it. The prime time, the pressure, the packed house. What was the mental approach to this ball club coming in here? What was the talk among the players?
The talk was we played tough teams like this before. We played a game against West Central, and we feel that they're but a tough club as this one here, and we just had to get ourselves mentally prepared and just really psyched for this game. We were pretty loose in the locker room before the game. I think that helped out a lot. It was just loose.
Eric, Bryant DeVries played you very physical right from the start. You had a hard time getting on track until you started hitting three-pointers. How did you feel about that?
Knut Listad set some really good screens out there. Then they weren't rotating up fast enough, so it got me open for just a second. And it was the screens really opened up out there.
Hey, they let the big fella play tough inside. They let the banging going on. You like that?
Yeah, I do. I mean, we got some muscle in there with Froda, so it's good that they let it go sometimes like that.
Tell you what, Eric, you got a great touch, kid. You can shoot the ball. What do you think about this game? Frazee, Hawley, who would you like?
Oh, I don't know. This one's going to be a good game, too. I don't know if I'd rather play one of the teams. They're both tough.
How'd you do against them this year?
We didn't play either of them.
Either one of them.
We didn't play any Heart of Lake schools except for Lake Park.
Does that help you being an unknown commodity? Did that help you tonight?
Yeah, it does. It kind of gives us that underdog approach. And we can, we were the only team that wasn't in the Heart of Lake that came in, so we thought we had something to prove.
Eric, good luck tomorrow night. We're looking forward to seeing you.
Thanks.
All right. Eric Carl, great shot this kid has produced. Let's go over to Dana Mock. He's with the big fella.
Well, we've got
Froda, nice job.
Froda Loftus. That's the first thing. Did you guys really think that coming in as the number 4 seed, you had the ability, the right stuff to make it to the District 23 title game? What was your coach telling you?
We knew that all the time that we was a good team, but we had to have today, and the whole five stars had to have the game. Everybody has to do the hardest. We'll work really hard. We can do good.
What was the game plan against the Buffaloes tonight? Hit the boards real strong?
Yeah, and slow down the game. We had to slow it down because we have a problem with running with them, so we had to slow it down.
Nice dunk, by the way.
Yeah, thanks.
Is that one of the highlights?
Yeah, that was great. It feels good.
Froda, what do you think? You've come all the way overseas from Norway to play. Quite a season for you. How do you describe it?
It's great. It's great. I love it. And all the fans, I don't think we can do it without the fans. They're great too. It's great.
What do you think about tomorrow night? You got the winner of Hawley and Frazee.
Yeah. We're going to see this game now and see how they play. We haven't seen them before, so it's going to be fun and see and going to the final, and I think we can do it.
Froda, best of luck. Get some more dunks tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Froda, this is what it looks like, fella.
It's you on the inside. Nice job.
Yeah, thanks. That was great.
Good luck, Froda.
Froda Loftus. His ball club, the Fergus Falls Hillcrest Comets, they are celebrating in the locker room and loving it.
Okay? We'll shower up. We'll enjoy the next game, sit back and relax. We'll get No,